Ano, busy ko siya kasi na sa mga pinirma na wala. Yan po yung mga project.
Pakita siya.
I-hide lang naman first.
Second.
Pag yun, naman mo na sa plan. Hide pa lang. Wala lang. Sa plan man yun. Hindi na ba dali sa rivals mo din? Isa. Picture mo sa dito. Sa ano po? Under 6 minutes. One back.
Okay na. Okay na. Ano siya?
Good morning, everyone. We now call to order the meeting of Police and Awards Committee for today, March 16, 2026, 9:31 p.m. DPWH Cotabato Third Engineering Office at Conference Room in MAKILALA-ALLAH City. So may we request the MAC Secretariat to please conduct the roll call of the MAC members, DWG and observers, both in person and online.
Yes, Sir Chair. Good morning. Good morning, everyone, and good morning to all our viewers. I will be roll calling the attendance for this and activity, the PAVED conference for civil work. For the attendees for today, we have the MAC chairperson, Engineer Michael Grant, ANS, MPA, MAC regular member, Mr. Hasnor K. Ibrahim, JD, MAC provisional member, Engineer Chet Rick F. Abuka, MAC provisional member, Engineer Ashnain M. Salivato. For the head of MAC Secretariat, we have Engineer Alex P. Igaran, MPA. For the head of MAC TWG, we have Engineer Joel B. Collado. For the BAC members, for the TWG BAC members, we have Mr. Asraf S. Amran, CPA, REB, REA, Engineer Manjor Sabi Faisal, Engineer Nikiel B. Sismundo, Engineer Dasi F. Wawa, Engineer Hasanan S. Aliasgar, Engineer Abdul Khalid D. Pansao, and Engineer Friza Kulin P. Sinswan. For the PAC Secretariat members, we have Engineer Hasari B. Farais, Engineer Aina Nashirin A. Manalundong, Engineer Gerson R. Israel, Engineer Frenchie Donna L. Gadong, Engineer Mer Hamad A. Haji Sarad, and I am your back secretariat. I am Suzanne E. Camara. For the engineers, we will be reading and the details for this project. From planning and design section, we have Engineer Ivan A. Kanha, Engineer John Charles A. Porras, and Engineer Muhammad Arif G. Giling. And that's all for today's attendees, Mr. Chair.
Thank you. With 4 PAC members present, I declare that the quorum is established. We also confirm for the record that all invited observers received their notices at the meeting at least 5 days prior in compliance with the Act 009 and its implementing rules regulation. I also wish to inform everyone that this proceeding is being live streamed to our official YouTube channel for transparency. For today's meeting, our main agenda is the PAVED conference for the following projects. So 26 MI 0023, construction of damaged paved road along the DAVAO-COTABATO Road, junction DIGOS-COTABATO section, kilometer 1641 plus 18 to kilometer 1641 plus 643. The second project is 26 MI 0024, construction of damaged paved road along MAKILALA-ALLAH Road, kilometer 1644 plus 50 to kilometer 1644 plus 68, kilometer 1644 plus 083 to kilometer 1644 plus 204.5, kilometer 1644 plus 237 to kilometer 1644 plus 264, kilometer 1644 plus 275 to kilometer 1644 plus 279.5, kilometer 1644 plus 280 to kilometer 1644 plus 284.5, kilometer 1644 plus 322 to kilometer 1644 plus 331, kilometer 1644 plus 345 to kilometer 1644 plus 387.5, kilometer 1644 plus 397 to kilometer 1644 plus 490.5, kilometer 1644 plus 500 to kilometer 1644 plus 630.5. The third project is 26 MI 0029, BUAYAN-LEPAGA-GAUNAN Road, in support of the CAVENDISH Banana Project. Stations 3 plus 859.6 to Station 4 plus 081.1 Lang Cotabato. The fourth project is 26 MI 0030, construction of damaged paved road along Matalam-MLANG-BAGONTAPAY Junction Road, kilometer 1642, plus minus 1,370 to kilometer 1642 plus minus 529, kilometer 1642 plus minus 519 to kilometer 1642 plus minus 492, 1642 plus minus 474 to kilometer 1642 plus minus 423, kilometer 1642 plus minus 394 to kilometer 1642 plus 385. So the fifth project is 26 MI 0031, construction of covered court at Tungguan High School, 305,794, Barangay Tungguan, Cotabato. The sixth project is 26 MI 0032, construction of multi-purpose building, covered court in Barangay Lepaga-Gaunanan, Cotabato. The seventh project is 26 MI 0033, construction of multi-purpose building, covered court in Barangay DIGOS-COTABATO, Cotabato. The eighth project is 26 MI 0034, construction of multi-purpose building, barangay hall in Barangay Tawan-Tawan, Cotabato. So all the list projects are on the description below. So before we proceed, the committee acknowledge the presence of the representative online. Thank you for your participation. So we now proceed with the presentation of the contact details of the project. We will request the representative from the end user, Pitani, to discuss the details.
Good morning once again. For the first project, we have 26MI0023, the construction of damaged paved roads along DAVAO-COTABATO Road, Junction DIGOS-COTABATO section, kilometer 1641 plus 018 to kilometer 1641 plus 643. Project location, Matalam, North Cotabato. Contract duration of 91 days. Funding agreement, GAA 2026. Infra type, reblocking. Target length, 1.250. Unit of measure lane kilometer. We have with an EO of 205,220.80. Approved budget for the contract, 10,055,819.20. And appropriation of 10,664,664,000. Description of works to be done. We have facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthwork, sub-basin base course, surface courses, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, miscellaneous structures, materials, details, and finishing and other civil works. Under facilities for the engineer, we have construction of field office for the engineer. Under other general requirements, a project billboard or signboard, professional safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization or demobilization. Under earthwork, we have removal of actual structure, obstruction, 0.28 meter thick PCCP, unreinforced, removal of structures and obstruction, concrete, foundation field, subgrade preparation, common material. Under sub-base and base course, we have aggregate sub-base course. Under surface course, we have Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.15 meter thick, 14 days. And Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced, 0.28 meter thick, 14 days. Under bridge construction, reinforcing steel grade 40, reinforcing steel grade 60, structural concrete 20.68 MPa class A 28 days, structural concrete 20.68 MPa class B. Under miscellaneous structures, curb and gutter, cast and place, sidewalk 100 mm thick, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, single arm solar LED roadway lighting, 9 meter pole, 80 watts to 125 watts. Under finishing and other civil works or painting works for masonry and concrete. Minimum equipment requirement, we have one backhoe, one payloader, one dump truck, one backhoe with breaker, one bed compactor, one water truck or pump, one motorized trailer, one vibratory roller, 4 transit mixers, 2 concrete vibrators, 1 concrete batch plant, 1 concrete scaler, 1 concrete saw, 1 bar cutter, one joint seller machine, one bar bender, one cargo or service truck, one bagger mixer, one applicator machine, one kneading machine, and one boom truck.
For the second project, we have 26 MI 0024, reconstruction of damaged paved roads along MAKILALA-ALLAH Valley Road, kilometer 1644 plus 50 to 1644 to 68, kilometer 1644 plus 83 to kilometer 1644 plus 204.50, kilometer 1644 plus 237 to kilometer 1644 plus 264, kilometer 1644 plus 275 to kilometer 1644 plus 279.5, kilometer 1644 plus 280 to kilometer 1644 plus 284.5, kilometer 1644 plus 322 to kilometer 1644 plus 331, kilometer 1644 plus 345 to kilometer 1644 plus 387.5, kilometer 1644 plus 397 to kilometer 1644 plus 490.5, kilometer 1644 plus 500 to kilometer 1644 plus 630.5. Project location, Tolunan, North Cotabato. Contract duration is 54 days. Funding agreement, GAT 2026. Infra type is reblocking, target length 0.5265 unit of measure lane kilometer. The DEO is 77,136.4. Approved budget is 3,779,683.6. And appropriation is 4,103,000. For the description of work to be done, we have facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthwork, subbase and base course, surface courses, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, miscellaneous structures, and material details. For the facilities for the engineer, we have construction of field office for the engineer. Under other general requirements, we have private billboard or signboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization and demobilization. For under earthworks, we have removal of actual structures or obstruction, 0.28 meters thick, PCCP unreinforced. We also have subbase preparation of common material. Under subbase and base course, we have aggregate subbase course. Under surface course, we have Portland cement concrete pavement unreinforced, 0.28 meters. And for miscellaneous structures, we have reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white and reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow. For minimum equipment requirement, we have one backhoe, one payloader, one dump truck, one motorized road grader, one vibratory roller, one water truck or pump, four transit mixer, two concrete vibrator, one concrete batch plant, one concrete grader, one concrete saw, one bar cutter, one cargo service truck, one applicator machine, one kneading machine.
For the next project, 26 MI 0029, BUAYAN-LEPAGA-GAUNAN Road in support of the CAVENDISH Banana Project. Stations 3 plus 859.6 to station 4 plus 081.1, Lang Cotabato. Project location, Lang North Cotabato. Contract duration of 60 days. With an EO of 188,000 pesos and approved budget for the contract, 9,202,000 and 268.80. Preparation of 9,484,000 pesos. Description of works to be done. Facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthwork, subbase and base course, surface courses, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, miscellaneous structures, and materials details. The in front right, this project is road concreting, target length 0.443, unit measure 9 kilometers. Under facilities for the engineer, construction of field office for the engineer. Under other general requirements, project billboard or signboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization or demobilization. Under earthwork, we have clearing and grabbing, removal of actual structure obstruction, 610 mm diameter RCPC, unsuitable excavation, foundation field, pipe culverts in drain excavation, common soil, embankment from barrow, common soil, embankment from roadway or structure excavation, common soil, and subgrade preparation, common material. Under sub-base and base course, aggregate sub-base course. Under surface course, prepared land cement concrete pavement, unreinforced 0.15 meter thick, 14 days. And Portland cement concrete pavement, unreinforced 0.28 meter thick, 14 days. Under bridge construction, reinforcing steel, grade 40, structural concrete, 20.68 MPa, class B. Under drainage and slope protection structures, pipe culverts, 910 mm diameter, class 2 RCTC, grouted riprap, class A. And under miscellaneous structures, metal guardrail, metal beam including post, single W beam, metal beam end piece, bull nose, and reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings applied. Minimum equipment requirement, we have 2 dump trucks, 1 payloader, 1 bulldozer, 1 backhoe, 1 boom truck, 1 bed compactor, 1 water truck or pump, 1 motorized grader, 1 vibratory roller, 4 transit mixers, 2 concrete vibrators, 1 batch plant, 1 skidder, 1 concrete saw, 1 bar cutter, 1 joint silo machine, 1 bar bender, 1 cargo service truck, 1 bagger mixer, duplicator machine, and kneading machine.
For the fourth project, we have 26 MI0030, reconstruction of damaged paved road along Matalam-MLANG-BAGONTAPAY Junction Road. Kilometer 1642 plus minus 1370 to 16 kilometer 1642 plus minus 529. Kilometer 1642 plus minus 519 to kilometer 1642 plus minus 492. Kilometer 1642 plus minus 474 to kilometer 1642 plus minus 423. Kilometer 1642 plus minus 394 to kilometer 1642 plus minus 385. Project location is Mlang Cotabato. Contract duration is 113 days. DEO 263,860. Approved budget for contract is 12,929,140. And same project estimated project component cost is 13,193,000. Description of work to be done. We have facilities for the engineer under general requirements, earthwork, sub-base and base course, surface courses, bridge construction, drainage and slope protection structures, miscellaneous structures, and material details. Facilities for the engineers, construction of field office for the engineer. Under other general requirements, we have traffic billboard or signboard, occupational safety and health program, traffic management, mobilization and demobilization. Under earthwork, we have removal of actual structures or obstruction, 0.8 meters thick, PCC reinforced. Removal of structures and obstruction, concrete, and removal of actual structures or obstruction, 910 millimeters diameter RCPC. Removal of actual structures or obstruction, 0.05 meters thick, ECG. Structure excavation, common soil, foundation beam, pipe culvert and drainage excavation, common soil, and subgrade preparation. Under subbase and base course, we have aggregate sub-base course. Under surface course, we have Portland cement concrete pavement under enforced 0.28 meters thick, 14 days. Under bridge construction, we have reinforcing steel grade 40, reinforcing steel grade 60, structural concrete to 20.68 MPa class A 28 days. Structural concrete 20.68 MPa class B. Under drainage and slope protection structures, we have 5 culverts, 910 millimeters diameter, class 2 RCPC, manholes 910 millimeter diameter concrete. Under miscellaneous structures, we have guide or information signs, G1 to 3, advanced direction signs, stop signs, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings white, reflectorized thermoplastic pavement markings yellow. And minimum equipment requirement, we have one backhoe, one payloader, one dump truck, one backhoe, one boom truck, one road grader with one plate compactor, one truck or pump, one motorized road grader, one vibratory roller, four transit mixer, two concrete vibrator, one concrete batch plant, one concrete spreader, one concrete saw, one bar cutter, one bar bender, one cargo or service truck, one bagger mixer, one cargo or service truck, one applicator machine, one kneading machine.
For the next project, we have construction of 26MI0031, construction of covered court at Dunguan High School, 305794, Barangay Dunguan, Matalam, Barangay Dunguan, Lang, Cotabato. Project location, Barangay Dunguan, Lang, Cotabato. Contract duration of 130 calendar days. EAO of 1%, 50,000 pesos, and approved budget for the contract, 4,950,000 pesos, and appropriation of 5 million pesos. Description of works to be done, we have facilities with engineer, other engineer requirements, earthwork, reinforced concrete, finishing and other civil works, and electrical. Under facilities for the engineer, we have construction of field office for the engineer. Under other general requirements, we have permits and clearances, project billboard or signboard, occupational safety and health, mobilization or demobilization. Under earthwork, we have structure excavation, common soil, embankment from roadway or structure excavation, common soil, embankment from barrow, common soil, and gravel field. Under reinforced concrete, we have structural concrete class A, 28 days, reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40, reinforcing steel deformed, grade 60, reinforcing steel plain or round, formworks and false works. Under finishing and other civil works, we have ceiling 4.5 mm metal frame fiber cement board, wall 4.5 mm metal frame fiber cement board, fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 3 inches, 0.551 mm, ridge or hip rolls, pre-painted metal sheets above 0.427 mm, corrugated type, long span, cement plaster finish, painting works for masonry and concrete, painting works for steel, HB non-lead bearing, including reinforcing steel, 100 mm, metal structural accessories, structural steel trusses, structural steel purlins. Under electrical, we have conduits, boxes, and fittings, wires and wiring devices, panel, board with main and branch breakers, and lighting fixtures. Minimum equipment requirements, we have one backhoe, one bar bender, one bar cutter, one cargo truck, two dump trucks, one cutting outfit, one bagger mixer, one plate compactor, one truck mounted crane, one concrete vibrator, and two welding machines. Total of 13 minimum equipment requirement.
For the next project, 26MI0032, construction of multi-purpose building covered court in Barangay Lipaga-MLANG-BAGONTAPAY, Cotabato. 6.8779 for 124.856393. Project location, Barangay Lipaga-MLANG-BAGONTAPAY, Cotabato. Contract duration, 130 calendar days. Funding agreement GAA 2026. With an EAO of 50,000 and approved budget for the contract 4,950,000 with an appropriation of 5 million. description of works to be done, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthworks, reinforced concrete, finishing and other civil works, electrical. Under facilities for the engineer, construction of field office for the engineer, other general requirements, permits and clearances, project billboard or signboard, occupational safety and health, mobilization or demobilization, earthwork, individual removal of trees 150-300 mm diameter, structure excavation, common soil, embankment from roadway or structure excavation, common soil, embankment from barrow, common soil, gravel fill, reinforced concrete, structural concrete class A 28 days, reinforcing steel deformed grade 40, reinforcing steel deformed grade 60, reinforcing steel close open parenthesis plain or round bar, formworks and false works, finishing and other civil works, sailing 44.5 mm metal frame, fiber cement board, CHB non-loading bearing including reinforcing steel 100 mm, cement plaster finish, painting works or masonry or concrete, painting works steel, roof framing and roofing works, fabricated metal roofing accessories gauge 26, 0.55 mm ridge or hip rolls, fabricated metal roofing accessories gauge 26, 0.551 mm flashing, repainted metal sheets above 0.427 mm corrugated long span, structural steel or trusses, structural steel or purlins, metal structure accessories, electrical, conduits, boxes and fittings or conduit works or conduit wrapped in, wires and wiring devices, panel board with a main branch breaker, lightning fixtures, minimum equipment requirement, one backhoe, two drum truck, one plate compactor, one bagger mixer, one concrete vibrator, one bar cutter, one bar bender, two welding machine, one cutting outfit, one truck mounted crane, and one chainsaw, with a total of 13 maximum equipment.
For the next project, we have 26MI0033, construction of multi-purpose building covered court in Barangay DIGOS-COTABATO, Cotabato. 6.963859, 124.93495. Project location, Barangay DIGOS-COTABATO, Cotabato. Contract duration of 130 calendar days. Funding agreement, GAA 2026. DEO of 1%, equivalent to 50,000 pesos, and approved budget for the contract 4,950,000, and appropriation of 5 million pesos. Description of works to be done, we have facilities for the engineer. Under general requirements, earthwork, reinforced concrete, finishing and civil works, and electrical. Under facilities for the engineer, construction of field office for the engineer. Under other general requirements, we have permits and clearances, project billboard or signboard, occupational safety and health, mobilization or demobilization. Under earthwork, we have clearing and ramming, structure excavation common soil, embankment from roadway or structure excavation common soil, embankment from barrow common soil, and gravel field. Under reinforced concrete, we have structural concrete class A, 28 days, reinforcing steel deformed, grade 40, reinforcing steel deformed, grade 60, reinforcing steel, plain or round, formworks and false works. Under finishing and other civil works, we have ceiling 4.5 mm metal frame fiber cement board, wall 4.5 mm metal frame fiber cement board, fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 26, 0.551 mm ridge or hip rolls, fabricated metal roofing accessory, gauge 26, 0.551 mm flashing, repainted metal sheets above 0.427 mm, corrugated type, long span, cement plaster finish, painting works, masonry or concrete, painting works steel, CHB non-load bearing, including reinforcing steel 100 mm, metal structural accessories, structural steel trusses, and structural steel purlins. Under electrical, we have conduits, boxes and fittings, wires and wiring devices, panel board with main and branch breakers, and lighting fixtures. Minimum equipment requirement, we have one backhoe, one bar bender, one bar cutter, one cargo truck, two dump trucks, one cutting outfit, one bagger mixer, one plate compactor, one truck mounted crane, one concrete vibrator, and 2 welding machines, total of 13 minimum equipment requirement.
For the last project, 26 MI 0034, construction of multi-purpose building Barangay Hall in Barangay Tawan-Tawan lang, Cotabato, 6.9328 22, 124.91 45 43. Project location, Barangay Tawan-Tawan lang, Cotabato. Contract duration, 110 calendar days. With an EO of 50,000 and approved project for the contract, 4,150,000 with an appropriation of 5 million. Description of works to be done, facilities for the engineer, other general requirements, earthwork, reinforced concrete, finishing and other civil works, electrical and mechanical. Under facilities for the engineer, construction of field office for the engineer, other general requirements, permits and clearances, project billboard or signboard, occupational safety and health, mobilization and demobilization, earthworks, structure excavation common soil, embankment from the roadway or structure excavation common soil, embankment from barrow common soil, gravel fill, reinforced concrete, structural concrete class A 28 days, reinforcing steel deform grade 40, forms works and falls works. Finishing and other civil works, cuts basin, sewer line works, storm drainage and downspout, septic vault or tank, concrete or CHB, plumbing fixtures, cold water lines, sailing, 4.8 mm metal frame, fiber cement board, sailing, metal frame, prepainted metal panel, aluminum glass windows, wooden doors and windows, fabricated metal roofing accessories, gauge 24, 0.71 mm gutter, pre-painted metal sheets long span, corrugated type above 0.427 mm, glazed tiles and trims, unglazed tiles, synthetic granite tiles, cement plaster finish, painting works masonry or concrete, painting works steel, reflective insulation, aluminum cladding, CHB non-load bearing including reinforcing steel 100 mm, CHB non-load bearing including reinforcing steel 150 mm, metal accessories, structure steel or trusses, structural steel or purlins, electrical, conduits, boxes and fitting, wire and wiring devices, panel board with main and branch breakers, lightning fixtures, mechanical, air conditioning system, fire extinguisher, 9.07 kilogram ABC with bracket, fire alarm system, minimum equipment requirement, one backhoe, one bar bender, one bar cutter, one boom truck, one concrete vibrator, one cutting outfit, two dump truck, one bagger mixer, one plate compactor, one truck crane, two welding machine, with a total of 13 minimum equipment.
Thank you with that details. So we will now proceed with the proposal requirements for the submission of the bidding documents that need to be complied with contractor. May we request Jason style for the set requirements.
Good morning, everyone, and to our viewers. So, as for the procurement requirement, so we are using the Public Act number 12009 or the new Government Procurement Act. So, these are the corresponding 8 projects for our for this pre-bid conference. The bid documents deadline of submission will be on March 30, 2025 at exactly 10 a.m. So, as much as possible prior to pre-bid conference or bid opening, participating bidders should signify their intent with the request of expression of interest or REI. So, participating bidders need to conduct joint circular inspection with the DPWH personnel to validate the said location with comparison to the plan and PAO. Processing of CWA electronic eligibility will be simultaneously done. Late submission of bid documents will no longer be accepted as set deadline, time, and date. So for RE 12009, we're using the first edition for the Philippine bidding documents last May 2025. So this is the sample of Philippine bidding document. So other additional instruction and requirement upon posting, we include the checklist for the technical and financial component for your bid. So these are the following: valid PhilGEPS registration under Section 20 of the IRR of 12009. So it must be valid at the time of the bid opening. So it shall be signed per page. Next one, we have the GIS for the corporation and BOI or the beneficial ownership information for the individual contractors. So the original document referred to must have an acknowledgement sheet from Securities and Exchange Commission. Another, we have the statement of all ongoing government and private contracts. So including contracts awarded but not yet started. Second, statement of bidder's single largest completed contract similar to the contract to bid under Section 52.4.13 of IRR of RA 12009. Another, we have this original copy of bid security in a form of surety bond, so issued by the Insurance Commission. Then we have the omnibus sworn statement, so under Section 54.3, and it should be original and notarized. Then we have the NFCC, or the net financial contracting capacity. So this is provided under 52.4.1.4 under RRR of RA 12009. So if applicable, so we have the duly signed joint venture agreement, duly notarized statement from all potential joint venture partners that will enter into the contract. So under financial envelope, we have duly signed accomplished financial bid form, duly signed accomplished price schedule. So other requirements, certification from BTI if the bidder claims preference as domestic bidder, or domestic entity. So these are the forms we used under 12009, the omnibus sworn statement, which is 11 instructions, so duly notarized. Then we have the bid securing declaration. So it is also attached in the bid documents that which can download from PGEP's and DPWH website. Statement of single largest completed contracts, or the SLCC, which are the standard form. Then we have the all statement of all ongoing government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started. Then we have also the duly signed and accomplished financial bid form. These are for the BOI, sample form from sole proprietorship and corporate. Then, please note that using non-prescribed form can lead to disqualification. So we have additional requirements during to be included in your bid documents. We have the geotagging of project sites, under DO 85/2020. Then preparation of straight line diagram under DO 246 series of 2024. Just mentioned the NFCC under section 52. Then we have the disclosure of relationship and beneficial ownership. So we have here the common reason for disqualification. So the non-submission of any required documents in the technical and financial component. Second, the non-declaration of all ongoing contracts. Declaration of SLCC not contracted or completed. Falsification of documents in bid submission. Some pages are not signed or initialed. Failure to indicate comply where it is required in technical specification. Then we have failure to integrate the bid bulletin in the technical specification, or failure to attach the signed copy of bid bulletin if there's any. Incorrect submission of omnibus sworn statement and the prescribed form, and expired platinum PGEP's registration. Then we have the non-submission of proof of ownership as specified in the bidding documents. So our bid envelopes are composed of 3. We have 2 original documents and 1 copy 1. So original is composed of 2 sealed 2 envelopes, the technical financial documents. So copy 1 of the same signature. So certificate of PGEP registration, particularly on civil work, should be a platinum. Membership and should not expire unless otherwise it will result to outright disqualification. So list of eligibility documents, we have the DTI, mayor's permit, tax clearance, audited financial statement, PCAV, and validated in Annex A of PGEP certificate. So the same proof of renewal should also be submitted in the CWA for updating, so failure to do so will result to disqualification as per RA 1200. Photocopy document should present their original documents to procurement unit for them to validate to be certified through copy. So such as CTC or should secure a CTC from where the documents originated. So example, we have the business permit, PGEP's PCAV, tax clearance, and audited financial statement. So for PCAV license, contractors under small a and small b will no longer be required as to their experience, range the cost of not exceeding 30 million. Also, documents are properly ear tagged according to checklist attached during posting. So please fasten the documents as to the left side portion for our compilation as per ISO requirement. Then additional requirement, we have the DO9 and DO58, which is also included in our checklist. The DO110 series of 2024, the implementation of ISO 9001 2015, the certification requirement for large A, medium B, and medium A contractors in the procurement of infrastructure projects of the department. So if for joint venture, all ongoing projects for both bidder, contractor, the required attachment should be included while on SLCC attachment of the partner. Having the required experience should be included. So secretary certificate for corporate need to be notarized. Structural organization, the project manager, project engineer, and materials engineer, safety officer, and construction foreman. So PRC ID should be updated. The EIN of the proprietor and key personnel should be included in this document. Page of equipment of the contract, minimum requirement for equipment should be followed with attached clear copy of updated CR and OR of the vehicles used. So the list of equipment should coincide with the attachment and the proof of ownership or the lease. So this contract should also comply with the required attachment of the vehicle in a clear copy. The QR code is already implemented by the LTO. So as much as possible, only required equipment tools and the minimum requirements for equipment as posted should be included in complying with the said requirements to avoid confusion in the part of the technical working group. So BOQ as posted should be followed. So item number, description, and quantity. So notices will be sent through email and courier if there were notice of ineligibility immediately. Since we are required by COA to submit the contract documents with prescribed time. Post qualification requirements should be submitted within 5 calendar days. So after an issuance of notice of lowest calculated bid. So no requirements to be submitted within 10 calendar days as required. Bid bulletins will be issued in some instances where there are clarification and changes in the schedule of bid opening, and supplemental bulletins will be issued for any amendments as posted in the instruction to bidders, particularly on some changes. So bid bulletins will be posted 7 calendar days prior to the bid opening. So please visit PDJEP's and DPWH website for your reference. Encouraging the participating bidders to please visit the website. We posted our bidding documents, particularly in PDJEP's and DPWH websites, for you to check possible changes in item description or quantity, even possible change of the schedule procurement activities. So that's all, sir, and thank you.
So thank you, Sir Jason. So another reminder to follow the bus paid criteria. Missing one document in the checklist means automatic disqualification. So we strongly encourage you to conduct the site inspection to verify the actual condition. And the bid opening is on March 30, 2026, 10 a.m. Late bids will not be accepted. So, is there any more matters? So, with that, eight procurement project have been presented and recorded. And there are being no further matters to discuss. This meeting is hereby adjourned. Thank you and have a good day. Too much.